Hello everybody and welcome back to this week's episode of Antics. Oh my god, so this week a lot of exciting things have happened. It's going to be a catch up with you again. I haven't picked up my camera to film because honestly I've just been so busy. I've been trying to get stuff done and yeah, it's been quite an exciting week. So as you know, this is a journey about finding a job, and it's about trying to show people that, you know, if you have been made redundant and you've lost your job, it is possible to find a new one. You just have to keep positive and you have to keep going. I think this week has been so interesting because a lot of things have happened, both good and bad, but at the end of the day, it's still a positive week. It's been really busy. It's been filled with meetings of different kinds, chatting to different people, and generally moving my job search along. If you've been watching my previous vlogs, then you know that I have been working on a project for a job that is international, and the job's based in Germany. And the project that I've worked on, I submitted and I presented back to the brand that I was going for the job for, and I've had feedback from that role and also from the recruiter and all of that sort of stuff. I've had quite a few discussions about the whole situation and what's going on. Obviously with the pandemic it's a lot more difficult about moving internationally, but I've had some really good feedback. Now I'm sure you're all waiting with bated breath about the result of my interview and what's actually happened with the project and all of that sort of stuff. Well, I'm holding for suspense, but yeah, basically I did not get the job. I've actually had a few days to come to terms with the fact that I didn't get the job. When initially I was told, I was absolutely gutted and I was like, oh my god, another job rejection. But don't forget, the current climate that we are in is there are a lot of people out there, a lot of people looking for the job. I might not have been right for the company. They might not have been quite right for me. You don't know. There's just so many things out there that could be a factor of why I didn't get the job. Now, I did have feedback on my project and I can go through that feedback with you now. You know what? A lot of times you don't get feedback on projects. Sometimes you just get a rejection and a vague answer of why you didn't get the job. But because I've gone through a recruiter, the recruiter actually spoke to the brand quite a lot and kind of discussed more why I didn't get the job, how I can improve going forward and all of that sort of stuff. And that is really important. Every time I have an interview, every time I submit a project, I always try and learn something. I always try and better my skills. I always try and one up myself. Getting feedback like this is really, really good and positive in my eyes because it means that next time I can improve the way that I do stuff. The first bit of feedback was they really liked me as a person, they really liked my designs, they really liked the collection, they really liked what I was presenting, they really liked my personality, and they could see that I was a very good designer. They could see that I knew what I was on about. They could see that I was very current on my trends and all of that sort of stuff, which is really, really positive. That means that all of the research that I'm doing is valid and it means that I'm actually presenting myself in the best possible way. So why didn't I get the job? Well, they said even though they really loved my mood boards, they loved the direction that I was going in, some of the fabric selection wasn't right for the brand, particularly the cow print. They thought that though it was nice, it wasn't quite right for their brand and they didn't feel that their customers would go for it, which is fair enough and that's understandable. And what I've learned from that is to make sure that I'm fully immersed in the brand that I am designing for and make sure that I'm not going too far left or too far right depending on what their customers might buy. In my head, what I wanted to do is to present them with a range of aspirational products that you might not use the cow print but you could use the shape, or you might not use combinations but you could change it and adapt it through the design process and make it more right for the customer. But they're 100% right. If it doesn't work for them in the project form, then it's not going to work for them in the real form. So I completely understand that. One other thing is that they felt that the fabrics that I'd used, not only the cow print, but the snake print, the croc, the cow mixed, they didn't really sit well together. They thought that in a collection of maybe 7 or 8 pieces, that it should have been a little bit more unified. So next time what I'd do is, instead of doing 3 different types of materials, I will probably just do 2 types of materials in 2 different colours and keep it really, really simple. And you know, as I was designing the project and I was choosing these fabrics, I was kind of thinking to myself, they don't really go as a collection, but this is just a snapshot. This is just kind of something that would be top store, mid store and all store. Whereas now what I'm going to do and make sure that I do in the future is make sure that all of the fabrics and all the selections of the fabrics that I do really do connect into each other. That's kind of the feedback that I got overall on the project. I'm fine about it. It's here. But no, honestly, I've had a few days to think about it and I am fine with it. So a couple of more positive things that have happened. I've done a couple of projects for freelance work. I'm still waiting on the feedback for the 4-day-a-week project. Hopefully I'll get feedback towards the end of this week, early next week, but they are taking a little bit longer in time because they've got a few projects to look through and they want to nail down who they want to do for this design work. So fingers crossed they get back to me because then 4 days a week would come in really handy right now. Another positive thing that's happened, and this is really, really positive, is one of the brands that I used to work for have reached out for me and asked if I'd like to freelance for them, probably 1 to 3 days a week, depending on how much they need me. And it's going to be a contract from between 2 and 3 months. So basically, I've got work coming in for the next few months. Woo! Oh my god, I'm really excited, I'm really happy. I know it's come from a brand that I used to work for, but at the same time, it shows that they really appreciated what I did. They liked me, they liked what I was doing and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm really, really excited and really happy that they've reached out to me and that they're wanting to work with me. So super excited, super happy. And it doesn't mean that my job search is over because I'm still looking for a full-time job and they are aware of that, but it just means that I haven't got that stress of money for the next 3 months or so. So fingers crossed, you know, 1 day a week is great, 2 days a week would be better. Ideally, if I could get 3 days a week here and there, brilliant, but we'll just see how it goes and fingers crossed it goes well. So I'm really super excited about that. I'm really super excited to get started. You know, I'm just really happy and grateful. There's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of freelancers that they could have gone with and I'm just really happy that they've chose me. So yeah, that's really good. And I've got one more exciting thing to say, and that is I have booked my first freelance gig through People Per Hour. Oh, I'm so happy. Now, People Per Hour is something that I've spoken about in the past and maybe I'll do a video about it in the future if I get more work and I can sort of generate a good income from it. It's been really difficult to get people to sort of invest in me on People Per Hour because I don't have a work history on there. So hopefully going forward, now that I'm working with this one particular person, I've had to sign an NDA, so I can't really disclose what it's about, but I can tell you some brief things I'll tell you in a minute. I got a notification saying that I should bid for this specific job. I did, and basically it was a startup company who were looking to start a handbag range, which is totally up my alley because the majority of all my experience is in handbags, so that's really, really good. He just needs help with setting it up, with the design, speaking to a couple of his suppliers to see what they can do, how they can work it, you know, all of that sort of stuff. So generally, over the next few weeks, I'm going to be working with this guy and we're going to be setting up a brand for him. So that's really, really exciting. I can't go into too much about what the brand is or what it does. I actually can't show you too much on YouTube either, but I will give you updates and I will give you notifications on when the brand goes live and all of that sort of stuff, so you can go and check it out if you want to. I actually start my first day at my old brand tomorrow and then it'll be going on from there. No, next week I'll be doing a Wednesday where I'll go into the office. I'll ask them if I can film when I'm going into the office, but because it's sensitive information I don't think I will, but I might just film a day vlog kind of thing for Antony, so that'll be really fun. And then going forward after that, it's going to be every Tuesday that I'll be working, and then if they need me throughout the week, they can tell me on Tuesday if they need me on Wednesday, Thursday or Friday, and that'll be really good, so I'm very excited. So overall, a really positive week, 2 freelance jobs, and I'm still applying for jobs. Even though I did get a rejection for one job that I applied for and worked really hard on, I'm still feeling really positive and excited because things are starting to move. I've spoken to a few recruiters and they've basically been saying it's going to be February, March time when jobs are still going to start rolling in, because obviously the vaccine is being produced and hopefully that will be coming out early next year. And as soon as that starts happening, people will be shopping more, brands will have a lot more money to invest in design again. But for now, that's everything for this video. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit that beautiful red subscribe button. Please, please, please also check out my Etsy shop where you can buy cards and vectors to help support you in your everyday design life, and it really helps to support this channel. Alright, okay, thanks for watching. Alright, bye. Tra tra tra. Bye.